Okay. Hi, Hawk fans. Welcome back to your on-campus interview. I'm here with Coach Selvig. I'll have you introduce yourself.
Yeah, Derik Selvig, head men's basketball coach here at Dickinson State University.
Perfect. And you guys just got back from Nebraska, right?
Yep.
How did that tournament go?
It was good. We defended really well. We got a split. We lost the Friday night game and won Saturday. So, pretty good weekend for us. We got a lot of good players. We have 14 returners from last year, and we're just not clicking offensively. But once that happens, we feel really good about where we're at.
And what's your primary or main goal for this season, would you say?
Our goal for the past couple of years has been to win the North Star Conference regular season. That's super important with top seeds hosting the playoffs. So, if we do that, if we accomplish that goal, we'd be set up in the playoffs to host games, and that's so important. For us, our home crowds are great. Gives us another chance to win, a better chance to win with those crowds. So, that's our goal, is to win the North Star Conference regular season and go from there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And we are moving to the Frontier next year, so how do you feel about that change coming?
I'm excited for it, honestly. The more conference games is good for us. We're in a tough spot location-wise in terms of preseason scheduling, non-conference scheduling. We're just a long ways from a lot of schools, and joining up with them, having a 12-team conference, we're going to get 11 home games right off the bat with that. And we only have to go find 6 non-conference games. So we're really excited about that. The competition's going to be, phenomenal. We're going to be a brand new team next year. We have 8 seniors this year, so that's a little scary, going into that. But, we're excited. We're excited for the fit. We're a good fit for that league, and I'm really happy we're bringing the rest of the North Star with us. It should be really fun.
And what kind of led you, what was your journey like to becoming the head coach at DSU?
Okay, yeah. I was an assistant coach at Montana Tech for 4 years. I'm from Glendive, Montana, so just down the road. Family friends with Coach McCarville, who was part of the interview process, the hiring process. Had a connection there. Coach Stanton, know the name. Montana, legends. The Stantons are, and just a good fit here. You got a great mix of area people. The Mondac region. The recruiting lines up to what I was doing at Montana Tech with Montana kids. In this area. So it was a great fit. It's been awesome. I'm on my 5th year now, and just really loving it here, and it's been awesome. And
basketball is a pretty long season, right? So how do you keep your players motivated throughout that long season?
Yeah, it's more so of having just the right kids that kind of are that self-motivated, and they're great teammates. The chemistry is off the charts here. That's super important for me. When we recruit kids, we want the talent, but we also want the character and the fit. Guys that are going to be able to buy into something, larger than themselves. And I feel like we have a great mix of that. We got the local kids, we have the out-of-state kids, and it seemed to mesh really well the last couple of years, and that's been a big focus for us.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have a favorite moment that you've had while you've been coaching at DSU?
I think the couple semifinal games we've won to get to the championship have been awesome. We had a few ranked wins last year that were really cool. I just think every night we come out and compete, and I see these guys playing hard and buying into the right things. That's always fun to see. So as far as moments go, we're saving that special ones for when we do win it all, and hopefully that's this year.
And we ask everyone on Hawk Talk, what does DSU mean to you?
Family. It's been an awesome experience. The whole department's tight knit, the whole community's tight knit. We go to support each other, and it's just it's an awesome thing to see when campus is just so involved in everybody's activities. DSU's family. It's just it's an environment where you can come here and you're going to feel that support in class with the professors. You're going to feel it with on campus with staff and faculty and all the other athletes. So I think that's what it means to me.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Awesome.
Good luck on the rest of your season.
Thank you.
Now we'll go to Xander in studio.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Hawk Talk. I'm your in-studio host, Xander Beeson. It's great to be back from winter break. This is the first episode back for the second semester, and I'm joined by a very special guest. I'll have you introduce yourself.
Eric Nelson. I'm the head women's basketball coach here at DSU.
Awesome. What initially brought you to DSU?
Obviously a coach, you know, so, I was at Presentation College, which was actually in the North Star. And, I liked the place, but knew that there might be some issues coming down the pipe.
Yeah.
And then obviously the women's job opened up here, and I'd been to Dickinson, being the coach at Presentation, and kind of knew Kristen Fleury and Pete Stanton a little bit. And obviously the job opened up, I applied for it, and I'm still here 5 years later.
Nice. When did you start coaching, and what got you into coaching?
To be honest, I started coaching in high school. I have some younger brothers and a younger sister, and so kind of coached them in their fourth and fifth grade kind of stuff. And always knew I wanted to be a coach, probably in the back of my mind. And I went to play college basketball at Morningside, and after I got done, it was like, hey, I kind of like this and want to keep doing it. And so kind of been doing it ever since. And you know how coaching goes. It's a lot of who you know, what opens up, a lot of timing and stuff like that. So started out when I was a junior or senior in high school, and now obviously still coaching.
Yeah. So obviously you've been going for a long time. What would you say is the most important thing you've learned, either just about basketball or even about yourself, since you started coaching?
Yeah, I think when you get into coaching and you obviously dream of being like a head college coach and all those things, you think it's a lot about like X's and O's and all these things. And what you find out as you get a little bit older is it's literally just about like the relationships that you have with like your players and all those types of things. So I thought as a head college coach, it's all about the plays and diagramming and scheming and all these things. And you realize pretty quickly that, hey, while we would all love to win games and win a national championship, it's really about the players that you have and the relationships that you have with them, and preparing them to maybe be a coach later on, or be a teacher later on, or be a mom later on. And so I think I changed my mentality a little bit from when I was a young coach to now. And so I think that's one thing, if you're getting into coaching, obviously you're not going to get paid much.
Yeah.
So you don't do it for that, but you do it for the relationships and the kids that you coach, and I think that's the cool thing about being a coach.
Yeah, I can tell from the time I've spent watching women's basketball games, my internship last semester when I was coaching in the weight room with the women's basketball, I can tell you guys have a great culture. If I were a female basketball player, I'd want to play for Eric Nelson. Obviously, you guys, your season's been going for a little bit. How are you feeling about it so far, and what are some things you hope to see before you started getting into that conference tournament? Yeah,
I think we started out the season really, really well. We started out 2-0, beating Montana Tech and Montana Western, who are two really good teams. And then we've kind of struggled a little bit since then, and it's we talk about playing for 40 minutes, and as a football player, this. We feel like we play 32, 33, 34 really good minutes of basketball, but we have a 2 or 3 minute period where we just haven't played very well. And when you're playing really good teams, our strength of schedule is top 5, top 10 in the country, so we know we're playing a lot of really good teams that way. But you realize really fast that you have to put 4 quarters together and 40 minutes together. And I think we've just have 2 or 3 minutes here or there where we haven't played as well as we should, and then you lose a game by 3, 4, 5, 6 points. And I think that's kind of been our biggest thing early on in the non-conference schedule. And hopefully moving into our conference schedule, that's something that we're really talking about a lot and practicing, is just making sure every possession matters and that we play for 40 full minutes.
Yep. You kind of touched on it. Some of those teams you've played in your non-conference schedule, the Techs, the Western, are going to be conference opponents next year with us moving into the Frontier. What are your thoughts knowing you'll be playing in a different conference next year? Yeah,
well, one, I think it makes it a more stable conference. Obviously, we had Waldorf who left, we had Viterbo who left, and Presentation closed, Iowa Wesleyan closed. So we went from this like 7, 8, pretty strong conference to all of a sudden now we're down to 5, 6. And so I think it gives us a stability as a conference. But then especially on the women's basketball side, you're talking about, yes, it's a 2-bid league, so you get 2 automatic qualifiers, but you might have 6 or 7 teams making the national tournament. So I think it could be one of the toughest women's basketball conferences in the entire country, which is exciting, but it also makes you a little bit nervous knowing that, hey, we're, every game that we play in conference is going to be against a ranked team or a team that's receiving votes, or a team that's really, really good. So I think it's a great move for us, from a DSU standpoint. We're going to be in the center of the conference for the first time ever, which will be nice. But it's definitely going to be very, very difficult conference, but I think the stability of it, and it's, being in the Frontier Frontier Conference is going to give a strong name for us too.
Yeah. Obviously, at the time this airs, we'll be into our Memorial basketball game weekend. The John A. Moore Memorial basketball game is something that you've been a part of for the past couple of years. What do those Memorial games mean not only to the team but to the Dickinson community, you think?
Yeah, and I think even for me, coming into DSU, I didn't know about Janae Moore. You kind of have to learn some of those things, and the foundation does a really good job of putting those memorial games on. And now I've got to know the parents and some of their family and some of her teammates that come back for that game. And I think for us, it's educating our players on who Janae Moore was and kind of getting them to know who she was. And so, just from the small amount of time I've got to know the family, she was a workhorse, she worked hard, she was a great teammate. All the things that we talk about for our program, she kind of embodied. And so I think that's a huge thing. And then we kind of add the texting and driving element onto it just to make sure everybody's aware of the hazards of those types of things. But for us, it's just a great night to remember one of the better basketball players in DSU history and to make sure that the family knows that we still think about her. And obviously her jersey's still up in the hallway. So every time we walk by that, you kind of see it and you kind of remember it. But I think it's just cool to get our players to meet the family, some of the other teammates, and I think for us as a community and then for the Moore family, I think it's a really cool deal.
Yeah. All right, we kind of talked about this before we started. I'm going to have you blind rank these 5 athletes.
Okay.
So once you put someone into a spot 1 through 5, they're locked in.
Okay.
You can't do anything about it.
Okay.
We were just talking about it. I know you're a Nebraska guy.
Yep.
You're born to hate Colorado.
Yep.
Heisman winner, fully deserving Heisman winner, Travis Hunter, 1 through 5. As an athlete, where are you ranking him?
I'll put him 3.
3? Okay. Number 2, LeBron James.
Ooh.
Basketball guy. Very heated. I don't know your standpoint.
Yeah, if
who
you
the
say
best
Michael Jordan after this, I might have to get upset. But
we'll see.
as an athlete,
this, you don't look at it.
As an athlete, I'll put him at 1.
Okay. All right. Back women's basketball, Caitlin Clark.
Oh.
So you have 2, 4, 5 open.
So as an athlete, she's not a great athlete. She's a phenomenal basketball player.
Yeah.
Obviously. So I'll put her at 4.
4. Okay. Xander Beeson.
Is this injured Xander Beeson or is this full,
pre-torn ACL Xander Beeson?
I'll put you right below Caitlin Clark at 5.
Okay. So your number 2 is Scotty Scheffler.
Okay, all right. I mean, I'm a golfer.
Yeah, you're a golfer.
Everybody thinks that the ball's not moving. It's easy to hit it straight. Obviously,
no, it sucks. It's hard.
It's really
hard.
I'm
not a fan. I tried golfing for the first time this last summer. I've been playing sports my whole life. It sucks. Hitting a golf ball is hard.
It
so
is.
I respect.
Hitting it straight's hard.
Yeah, hitting it
straight
is hard. I can hit it, just not very far or very straight.
Yeah.
But awesome. So you had, what'd you say? LeBron 1,
Scotty Scheffler 2.
Travis Hunter
3,
Caitlin Clark,
Xander Beeson. Sorry, buddy. Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll remember that. That. Final question. We ask this to everybody that comes on Hawk Talk. What does DSU mean to you?
Yeah, I think it means something different as you're here longer. When I first got here, obviously Coach Fleury told me hey, the more that you pour into this community, the more you're going to get back.
Yeah.
And I kind of took that to heart a little bit. And my first year, of course, COVID hit, so I didn't get to meet a lot of people that first year. But ever since then, the support and all the people that I've met and that are now coming to women's basketball games, and they became family to me. This is kind of my second home. And when I moved up here 5 years ago, I had no idea. I didn't know anybody. Didn't know how long I was going to be here. And now with all the people in the community, it's kind of became my second home. And like I said, the people that I've met that are now coming to women's basketball games, it's just really cool to see all the people here in Dickinson that want to see you be successful. They're rooting for you, they're cheering for you, and they're willing to do kind of whatever it takes to see your program flourish. And I think that's been the really, really cool thing that I've seen in the last couple of years here at DSU.
I might be up there with the best answers I've got. Usually I say it all the time. You get a lot of the family, community, which you did touch on, but you put it in a way that no one said before. So I really do like that.
Yeah.
I do really believe that the more you pour into this is a great community. DSU is an awesome place. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Meet cool guys like Coach Nelson.
Yeah, there you go.
But that's everything I have for you. I appreciate you coming on. Good luck with the rest of the season. And we will see you guys next week.
Welcome back to 60 Seconds with Orton. I'm your 60 Seconds with Orton host, Chris Kistler. President Orton.
Yes.
What is your New Year's resolution?
I don't do them.
If you had to have one, what would
I
it be?
had to have one? Jeez. I try to do them as they come up and make changes as I go in life, not to wait for a certain date to do things. If I had to do one, be more helpful, be more about others, and continue to help others around. I mean, I'll go with that.
That's a good one. That's a good answer.
What up, Hawk fans? This is Emma Welch back with your lengthy weekly DSU sports recap. Picking up where we left off last, the men's basketball team was facing Midland at home. They won the matchup with a score of 86-72. The men continued to play through the winter break where they played Providence with a loss in overtime by 3. Then they took on Rocky and ended up having a tough loss there by 1. Then the men started conference play with a win against the Mayville Comets, Valley City Vikings, Dax State, and to put the Blue Hawks at 5-0 in conference play, a win against the Bellevue Bruins. Now for the women's basketball team. A matchup against Southern Alberta Institute of Technology ended in a Blue Hawk victory, and then a win against Rocky, 61-55. Started conference play, the women's team had a tough loss against the Mayville Comets. Then facing up with Valley City, the women also had a loss, followed with a loss to Dax State. However, the women team battled hard against the Bellevue Bruins for a win in overtime. The men's and women's team will match up against Valley City on Friday in Scott Gym, so go there to support the Hawks. Next up, some wrestling results. The men's team headed to Iowa to compete. There was great success there, so great job, Hawks. Then a duel against UJ, where the Hawks had an outstanding score of 48-3. Then the men's team headed to the Moorhead, where they had a tight match, ending in a loss for the Hawks. The men's team will be on the mat tonight against Montana State Northern. The women's wrestling team took on Minot State in a duel and won with a score of 35-14. Then the women battled with Jamestown for a win, 35-13. Good luck to our women's team as they continue the rest of their season. Indoor track will be competing again soon this weekend in Bismarck, so look out for those results. That's all I got for you guys this week. Thank you to our sponsors Consolidated for their continued support. Until next time, Hawks are up.